Hello and welcome. We start our show today with the Dwarka multi-car crash. What are we really talking about? New CCTV footage has intensified the debate around the death of 23-year-old Sahil Dhaneshra in Delhi's Dwarka. Visuals show the speeding SUV moments before the crash. This happened on February 3rd around 11:57 in the morning, just before noon. Near Lal Bahadur Shastri College in Dwarka, Sahil was riding his motorcycle when a speeding SUV collided with it head-on from the opposite side. The SUV then crashed into a parked taxi, resulting in a pile-up of vehicles. The CCTV footage shows the entire sequence of what happened. The footage, now accessed and pieced together, also shows the Mahindra Scorpio moving at high speed seconds before the fatal collision. Then there is footage of the sister filming the drive. While there is no actual footage of crash, there is footage of the brother and sister trying to flee the accident scene even as Sahil lay dead. How severe the impact was can actually be seen from the mangled motorcycle and the cars. Sahil was 23. He was preparing to leave for the United Kingdom for a postgraduate course. His father had passed away in 2018 and his mother, Maken, says her entire life was built around securing her son's future. And that day, she says, that future was destroyed in seconds as Sahil died on the spot. The autopsy findings reveal the severity of the crash. The report confirms Sahil died due to severe hemorrhage. It details a skull fracture on the left side of his head, a blood clot under the scalp, and a catastrophic internal injury inconsistency with a high-impact crash. In fact, those visuals on your screen just show the thrill, the possible thrill those inside the SUV would have been enjoying, but that came just moments before that deadly crash. A grim reminder and a warning that we must keep in place. But before that, let's listen in to what Sahil's mother has to say.
जो ये स्कॉर्पियो चला रहा था, ये स्टार्टिंग से ही लेफ्ट मुड़ने के बाद बहुत ज़्यादा स्पीड में था ये, और ये जो है ये उस दिन जो एफआईआर हुई है उसके हिसाब से उस दिन बताया गया एफआईआर में कि ये 19 साल का है, तो ये 18 साल से ऊपर का है एज़ पर एफआईआर. उस दिन की एफआईआर, बाद में इसको जुवेनाइल बताया गया, लेकिन उस दिन एज़ पर एफआईआर इसको 19 साल का बताया गया था. और पैसेंजर सीट पर इसकी बहन थी. ये लोग अपने घर से फ़न रील्स बनाने के लिए निकले थे, स्पीड वाली रील्स ही बनाए थे. इन्होंने वो जो रील बनाई है उसमें क्लियरली इनकी स्पीड दिखाई दे रही है, पता चल रहा है कि कितनी स्पीड, क्योंकि जब मुड़ा है सोसाइटी से मुड़ते ही इसने फुल एक्सीलेटर दे रखा है अपनी गाड़ी पे.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this disaster, this deadly shocker is about two gold medalists. Two gold medalists. One was the driver, and two, a young man, a 23-year-old who has been killed. The man who was on the wheel, behind the wheel, was a 17-year-old. The SUV was allegedly driven by a 17-year-old minor. He was sent to an observational home for a week and later granted interim relief to appear for his Class 10 board examinations. Now, the accused teen's father, who runs a commercial vehicle business and was reportedly out of the city at that time, has said the family is in grief and will cooperate with the police. He also denied claims that his children were making reels at the time of the accident.
पुलिस की एफआईआर कहती है 19 साल का है, बाद में होता है 17 साल का है. कितनी साल की उम्र है आपके बेटे की?
मेरा बेटा का जो उम्र है वो 17 एबव 16, 16.5, 17 से थोड़ा 1-2 महीना कम एबव है.
बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट है?
हाँ, बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट है.
तो पहले 19 कैसे बताया?
वो पब्लिक क्या बोली है नहीं बोली, मैं तो स्पॉट नहीं था. मैं पुलिस को जो भी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन दिया हूँ वो उसी डेट में मैं दिया हूँ. नाबालिग.
गाड़ी कैसे चला रहा था?
ये मुझे संज्ञान में नहीं.
आपको नहीं पता? गाड़ी
नहीं पता, मैं था ही नहीं, मैं कैसे पता.
नहीं, वाइफ से पूछा होगा कि घर से गाड़ी कैसे?
पूछे थे, आप वो बोले जो पीछे से लेके चला गया चाबी, नदानी ले गया, मुझे बहुत अफसोस है, गलती किया।
That is a version of the father of the 17-year-old. But Sahil's mother has rejected the apology issued by the accused teenager's father, asking, sorry for what? For finishing my life, indicating her son's tragic death. Deputy Commissioner of Police Ankit Kumar Singh said the police have initiated action against the juvenile's father under the Motor Vehicles Act and that he will be charge-sheeted. Police registered an FIR at Police Station Dwarka South under various sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. The juvenile accused is out at home. This is what happened in 2024 too, when on May 19th, a 17-year-old again, driving a Porsche while intoxicated, killed two IT professionals, Anish and Ashwini, in Pune's Kalyani Nagar. The teenager was initially released on bail with the condition of writing a 300-word essay causing public outrage. The case involved evidence tampering, including swapped blood samples, and led to the arrest of the teen's family. As of mid-2025, the juvenile was ordered to be tried as a minor, not an adult. The accused was then sent to a juvenile home for a period before being released on the orders of Bombay High Court. That accident and this raise several questions. In this and in the earlier version, how was a 17-year-old driving a car? When will parents learn? How did a 17-year-old become 19 in the first FIR? Juvenile laws in India, are they a second chance in life or a soft shield? Can hefty fines for violations act as deterrents? In fact, the question really has to be, isn't it high time that India has very high fines like many countries in the West for violations that may act as deterrents? Should a 17-year-old in a case involving death be treated under juvenile law or as an adult? This is not just about one crash. It is about accountability, juvenile justice, road safety, and whether the systems deliver closure when tragedy strikes. I'm being joined at this point by Ellen Rao, who's a former DCP for Delhi, Dr. Rajiv Nanda, who's a senior advocate, Supreme Court of India, Anurag Kulashetra, who's a president for TRACS, the road safety NGO, as well as Barkha Trehan, who is a social activist. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me at this point. Ellen Rao, my first question to you, Ellen Rao, what do you make out of this? I mean, just look at what's really happening. These are two lives. These are two families. One 23-year-old in this case, completely destroyed, his life destroyed, he's been killed. The 23-year-old young man, and the 17-year-old in this case is the driver. Ellen Rao, what do you make out of this?
Good evening, Sneha, and all my co-panelists. Good evening, all our viewers. Definitely, it's a very serious matter, and since it happened, I'm on this news always. You are right that two lives have been destroyed. One life of the deceased, who was the only son, 23 years, upcoming person in his life, and the only son of their family, and his father is no more. Now, what a widow mother will do in that situation? That's her grievances cannot be resolved by any solution of this. But secondly, that so-called 17 years Sahil is also in the problem because of the fault of the parents. I must say this is the fault of his parents, because he was allowed to drive the car. Maybe his father is saying that he was not at home, but even mother was there. Sister was very much known that he is a minor, and the sister was making a film, really making a reel on the road. This road is not meant, Sneha is not meant for making a reel, because making a reel is just like creating stunt on the road. And in that sense, that is considered to be the endangering life, human life of anyone, any road users. Like in this case, this innocent person has been killed in this accident. And moreover, minor not having license means license is a very important thing. If the license is there, he must be having a driving sense. And overspeeding. This car was having so many challans for overspeeding. Maybe somebody was saying 20, but today is saying that 13 out of 9, 9 out of 13 challans were overspeeding. It means the family was not aware of this, that overspeeding of this car can cause a death on the roads.
Can a family not be aware, Ellen Rao? How can a family not be aware that roads
Definitely,
in
they must
today's
be aware of
times
it.
are deadly traps? Irrespective of the age,
must
how
be aware
can
of it.
anyone not be aware of this? Barkha, I'll just get back to you. Give me a few moments. I know you want to come in at this point. You've also met Sahil's mum earlier today. We'll just get to you. But Anurag, allow me to come to you at this point. I mean, I have a very simple question. Look at the data. Look at the data and the fatalities on road. This should have anybody stand up and just look aghast. And yet you have instances after instances, one, of minors driving, two, of reels being made, three, of people taking dangerous maneuvers on roads. Even in this video, we'll get to this video also a bit. There are concerns in this video as well, but we'll get to that in a bit. Just take us through, Anurag, just how shocking is the fact that something like this was allowed to happen and it was completely avoidable.
Yes, actually, Sneha, we are the society who is fond of doing all such nonsenses. We ourselves are promoting such type of nonsenses in our country. How? I'm telling you this thing. Speed, like the first you have used the word speeding car, number one. Speed is promoted by we all at all level in our country, maybe at the level of movies, maybe level of our policymakers, like Delhi से देहरादून 2.5 घंटे में, Delhi से Mumbai 10 hours. It is the provocation for speeding to commit suicide, number one. Number two, when mistakes repeated again and again, it becomes a tradition. And if it is a tradition, why it is a tradition? Because our enforcement level is so poor. We are living in a reactive society, not the proactive society. Ever we are focusing on the whatever the incidents is happening daily, almost 900 to 1,000 mothers are crying every day in road accidents every day. What will happen? Now I'm giving you one example how reactive we are, or how we are taking the action against such norms. Around 12 years back, Gopinath Mundeji's what died in New Delhi roads at one crossing. This case was transferred to CBI, and CBI has taken the report from IIT Delhi as well as Central Road Research Institute. This report has indicated the accountability of our engineering department and horticulture department. This crossing was not designed properly. Second thing, the vegetation on this crossing was improper, not as per the IRC rules. What happened after 12 years? He was a VIP person, VIP person. What has happened to that? Every person in India was crying at that time, the political world, the policy makers. I have lost my friend. Agar ye hota to ye nahi hota. What has happened? What has happened to the Mercedes case around 10 years back? Still they are fighting for this. So second one, here we have to think a little differently, because victims are there, victim families are there. They are having, if they are fighting for the justice, what justice? जान के बदले जान, खून के बदले खून, या फिर हमें एक पॉलिसी, सॉरी, या फिर we have to fight for a policy.
No, I don't think anybody in any family is going to say jaan ke badle jaan. I don't
No,
think
and
when Sahil's mother is asking for justice, she's saying
no.
"Jaan ke badle jaan." I don't think that's
Change
the
the,
concept. I do not think.
Anybody can tell me the
she's
type of
talking
justice
about change the
victim
law.
family want.
Barkha, go ahead.
Yeah. See, I've met the mother. She's been continuously demanding for justice. I'll give you some names. Sashima, Bill Patel, Anish Avadia, Sahil, they all lost their lives because minors were allowed to drive vehicles. Now, this is not an accident. This is a systematic negligence which he has pointed many times, and she has a real question that who is accountable. And she has also raised a very valid point that it's high time now the law should be changed. Juveniles are given such big SUVs. See, the whole thing started when parents give the keys of such big cars, and these Rahis Zadas, they don't think while driving. They make reels, and the sister who was so insensitive was sitting in the car and she allowed overreading of her minor, so minor. I don't know. The evidences have to reach the court. I don't
You
know
know,
whether he's a minor or a
Rais
major.
Zada sounds very glaring and big, but the truth really is irrespective. I mean, I'm not taking away from the fact that this was an SUV. I'm not taking away from the fact that that was a Porsche. But this reckless driving is very much part of the Indian road DNA. Let me just get in at this point, Dr. Rajiv Nanda. Dr. Rajiv Nanda, we just heard Anurag speak a while ago, and a question that everybody seems to be asking, are the laws deterrent enough? You know, they are reactive. There's nothing preventive. Look at some of the countries like United States, like European countries, the kind of hefty fines they have. It's exorbitant. Look at what we pay in India for a violation on the road. There seems to be no deterrence at all. I mean, we are happy to pay the fine if at all we are jumping a light, if something has happened, we are okay with that. But my bigger question also here, Dr. Rajiv, is the fact that our justice system really giving justice for a family that has been seeking justice year on year on year on year and claims that it's only been delayed for the procedure?
You see, let us understand the law in this regard in India presently prevailing. The earlier act, we had the Juvenile Justice Act 2000, which was totally in favor of the children below 18 years. Even if murdering somebody, they would get away by minor punishments or not even punishments, going to the reform homes. But in 2015, the government brought in new act to JJ Act, Juvenile Justice Act 2015, wherein if a juvenile who is 16 to 18 years old and commits a crime, which is punishable from 7 years to 10 years, falling in the category of heinous crimes, can be dealt with as an adult. But mind it, he still cannot be punished with a life imprisonment or death penalty. So that is
dealt with
still
an adult.
not enough.
You are saying that he can be dealt as an adult. Dr. Rajiv, one question, you know, because this is a question every layman is asking, and that's why I want this as a clarification from you. You have said that there is a law that allows to be tried as an adult, fair enough. And that's why you have had cases, even in the Porsche, where people wanted the juvenile in that particular case to be tried as an adult. But it's a rarest of rare cases. You've even had, you know, other heinous crimes, offenders in those crimes, the accused who have been charge sheeted in those crimes, who are juvenile, who there have been demands for them to be tried as adults as well. It's really rarest of rare case, and it's not like it's not easy as you are saying that there is a law existing.
No, I am saying that this is a mockery of law. Still, they all get away even if they are tried as an adult. They cannot be punished for such heinous crimes to the maximum amount they should be punished. So they get away even if tried as an adult. And mind it, who is the accused here? Who is the culprit? It is not only the one who is sitting behind the wheels. It is the owner of the vehicle. It is the parents who didn't take care much. I am not saying they allowed him to take the vehicle in this case, but they didn't take care enough that the keys were secured and the juvenile or the minor didn't have the access to it. So the Motor Vehicle Act here also comes in picture.
Dr.
and
Rajiv, I don't know.
And creates for a punishment for the parents also.
You know,
But
this
is
is
that
an
enough?
argument
That's
that
the
many
question.
people are
Is that
saying, and
enough?
fair enough,
That is-
nothing absolves the parents of this responsibility. If you have a
Certainly
child
not.
who's
Certainly
underage,
not.
Then
you
what
you
is it?
definitely got to ensure that he or she is following the law for sure. But that's exactly why the father has been charge sheeted in this particular case.
But how much will he be punished? Maximum is 3 years. A life has been lost because of his negligence. Can that be compensated?
All right,
Even
okay.
if there is
Allow me a
compensation,
few minutes.
monetary
Allow me a few
compensation or
minutes.
whatever
Allow
it
me a
may
few
be,
minutes. I'm being
how is
joined
that-
at this point by Sahil's mother, Ina. Miss Ina, thank you so much. हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए मिस इना, आपसे मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ.
पूछिए मैडम, आप पूछिए.
I'm so sorry, Miss Ina.
पूछिए, आप पूछिए. मेरे बच्चे की लड़ाई मुझे लड़नी है. Whether I cry or not, it should not stop me. आप पूछिए.
मिस इना,
जी.
आज जो नए CCTV फुटेज निकल के आए हैं,
जी.
आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं उसमें?
मैम, अभी भी कहने के लिए कुछ बचा है क्या? मैं आप लोगों से पूछना चाहती हूँ. मीडिया से बड़ी पावर तो देश में नहीं है ना. यू आर कॉल्ड द फोर्थ पिलर. ये कहाँ गाड़ी चल रही है, आप देख रहे हैं? इस फुटेज में आप देख रहे हैं एक और बाइक वाला जो हिट होते होते बचा है, जो इसके सामने से पहले निकला है. एक और बाइक बची है जो बिल्कुल बगल से चिपक के निकली है, और जो कौन सी लेन में, मतलब पूरी लेन खाली होने के बावजूद ये गाड़ी कहाँ चल रही है, ये लोगों को नहीं दिख रहा है क्या? और उसके बाद कुछ इस तरह के नेगेटिव कमेंट्स मेरे बच्चे के लिए, कुछ ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, क्या बोलूं मैं, असामाजिक तत्व जिनको बोला जाता है. कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको ये दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है कि अगर इतनी बड़ी बस की बॉडी किसी बाइक चलाने वाले के आगे जाके रुक जाती है और बाइक वाला उसके पीछे है, तो ऑब्वियसली एनीबडी विल टेक राइट एंड विल ट्राई टू गो राइट. अब जब वो पूरी एक गाड़ी बस के आगे हिडन है क्योंकि वो अपनी लेन में नहीं था, और जब हम रोड पे ड्राइव करते हैं हमारी दो आंखें होती हैं, उन दोनों आंखों से अपनी लेन में भी देखा जाता है और साइड वाली लेन में भी देखा जाता है. तो किसी को कैसे पता चलेगा कि मैं जिस बस के पीछे चल रहा हूं, इस बस के आगे कोई राक्षस अपनी गाड़ी गलत लेन में लेके आ रहा है और मुझे बचना है?
Miss Ina, I completely understand. I mean, it's so hard. I mean, even though a heart goes out, it can never be at the place that you are. I mean, we can never empathize to the extent of how you're feeling right now. So I understand the emotions and I understand the words that you're using. But what would you tell to those who are saying that this boy was in the police station in the beginning and was sent to the observational home for almost a week and then allowed to go for his board examinations, quote unquote, how it is. Juveniles, they are not seen as criminals. They are not arrested as such. He was sent to the observational home and he's out on bail so that he can take his examinations. Do you believe in the justice system? Do you believe as a mother you will get the justice as the law is being followed?
Ma'am, sorry to say, from the beginning, the way my child was on the road for 2 good hours, I don't think I need to say anything. These all big people are here. If they have seen the video of my child lying on the road, उसकी बॉडी का कोई पार्ट नहीं बचा है पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट में, जो नहीं टूटा है, जहां पे उसको इंजरी नहीं हुई है. मैं जस्टिस पे कैसे भरोसा करूं, आप बताइए मुझे. इतने हजारों लाखों केसेस हैं, मेरे आगे पीछे रोने वाला कोई नहीं है, इसलिए मैं 2 दिन 3 दिन 4 दिन से लगातार बोल रही हूँ, मैं सामने आ रही हूँ. पर जिनके और बच्चे होते हैं वो बेचारे अपने बाकी फैमिली का मुंह देख के चुप हो जाते हैं, उनकी आवाज दब जाती है. ये मैम कंडक्ट की तो कोई जुवेनाइल जुवेनाइल जस्टिस बोर्ड अगर कंडक्ट देखना चाहता है तो सिर्फ 4 कागज अपने सामने रख के कंडक्ट ना देखे, वो जाए, एक मुहिम चलाएं, इस बच्चे का कंडक्ट स्कूल में जाकर जिन बच्चों के साथ इसकी लड़ाइयां होती हैं, अगर मैं घर बैठे बैठे इतने सारे एविडेंस आप लोगों को दे सकती हूँ, पूरे देश को, पूरे समाज को दिखा सकती हूँ। मैंने आज तक जो भी स्टेटमेंट दी है, मेरी कोई भी स्टेटमेंट आपको गलत नहीं मिलेगी, क्योंकि मैं ऐसा कोई भी वर्ड इस्तेमाल नहीं करूंगी
नहीं मैम,
जो कि जस्टिफाई ना किया जा सके।
मैम, you know, I understand it's very hard for you, but I don't want to get into personal attacks at this
Ma'am,
point.
it is not personal. It is a code.
I mean, it is personal because you have lost your son, ma'am. You have lost your son. I don't take that away. It obviously is a very personal case.
No, ma'am. It is.
But I would just like to stick to the.
Considered as per law, as juvenile law. I'm talking about only those. तो कंडक्ट तो बहुत सारी चीजों पे होता है, हमारे बिहेवियर, हमारे अपने स्कूल से लेके, क्योंकि स्कूल की मार्कशीट्स भी देखी जाती है ना जस्टिस बोर्ड में।
Not really, ma'am. Ina, ma'am, just
ma'am, अभी तक की जितने previous histories हैं, मुझे नहीं पता बहुत ज़्यादा।
School marks are not really a benchmark for this, but as I said, Ina, ma'am, as I said, my heart goes out to you, and I completely understand. That's why we are here having you on this panel as well. Ina, मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहती हूँ। आप बोल रही थी, for 2 hours, your child's body was on the road. How did you get to know about this? Who told you? Who called you? How did you get to know? And didn't anybody try reaching out? Give us details about this, ma'am. How are you piecing this together? This is important. This is a shame. This is a national shame.
I got a call at 1:19 p.m. in the afternoon. I was having my food. After getting the call, I asked the person who called me कि वो लड़का देखने में कैसा है।
Who called you?
मुझे बताया गया कि ये जो मोबाइल नंबर है, मेरे बेटे का जो मोबाइल नंबर था, उसके लिए मुझसे पूछा गया कि ये किसका है। तो मैंने कहा क्या हुआ है, मुझे लगा कि बच्चों का कहीं झगड़ा वगड़ा तो नहीं हो गया है कहीं पे। मैंने इसलिए पूछा कि क्या बात है, आप बात बताइए मुझे। तो पुलिस वालों ने मुझे बोला कि मैडम एक बाइक मिली है हमें, R1 500, और इस बाइक का एक्सीडेंट हो गया है और यहाँ पे एक लड़का जो है ऑन द स्पॉट डेड है। मैं सुन के मेरी जान निकल गई और मैंने उससे पूछा वो लड़का कैसा है देखने में, तो उन्होंने बोला कि पतला है, गोरा है। मुझे वहीं पे पता चल गया कि इट माइट बी साहिल।
And ma'am, आप कह रहे हैं कि 2 घंटे तक there was nobody who reached out in any attempt to try and
reached out, ma'am, reached out तो मैं नहीं बोल सकती क्योंकि लोग खड़े थे वहां पे, लेकिन बच्चे को हॉस्पिटल नहीं ले जाया गया उठा के, एम्बुलेंस खड़ी थी वहां पर बच्चा मेरे रोड पे ही पड़ा था, उसके चितड़े उड़े हुए थे, उसके कपड़ों के चितड़े उड़े हुए थे।
राइट ईना मैम, बहुत शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। अब वी डोंट रियली हैव वर्ड्स टू रियली टॉक टू यू।
आपने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था मुझसे, लेट मी फिनिश दैट।
यस प्लीज, यस प्लीज।
काइंडली अलाउ मी टू स्पीक।
यस प्लीज।
व्हेन यू हैव जॉइंड,
यस प्लीज,
देन काइंडली अलाउ मी टू स्पीक।
यस प्लीज मैम।
मैम, आपने मुझसे पूछा कि मुझे लॉ पे और सिस्टम पे भरोसा है। जो चीजें, जिस तरह की रियायत 15 दिन तक मेरे, जब तक मैं बाहर नहीं आई, जब तक मैं सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म पे नहीं आई, जब तक मैं मीडिया पे बाहर नहीं आई, मैंने अपील नहीं करी, तब तक सिस्टम ने मुझे क्या दिया, मुझे किसने कांटेक्ट किया, मैं सब मीडिया को बता चुकी हूँ। उसके बाद सबको बिना बोले समझ जाना चाहिए कि मुझे कितना भरोसा हो सकता है और कितना नहीं। लेकिन आगे इतना कुछ होने के बाद आगे मेरा भरोसा और उन परिवारों का भरोसा जिनके बच्चे चले गए, जिनको आज तक इंसाफ नहीं मिला, जो आज भी बहनें लड़ रही हैं, बाप लड़ रहे हैं, माएं लड़ रही हैं, जिनके बच्चे कुचले जाते हैं रोड पे, ये जो जस्टिस देते हैं मैम, इनके भी तो बच्चे होते हैं ना। इनको क्यों फील नहीं आता जस्टिस देते हुए, ऐसे लॉज बनाते हुए इनको फील क्यों नहीं आता?
जी जी
Why can't they feel कि कभी अगर उनको अपने बच्चों का ऐसा देखना पड़े तो उनका क्या हाल होगा?
जी we hear
तो
you
मेरा
Hina ma'am, we hear you.
मेरा जस्टिस, मेरे बच्चे को जस्टिस और उन सारे परिवारों को जस्टिस जिनके बच्चे इस तरह से रोज कुचले जा
जी
रहे हैं।
जी
मेरे बच्चे के केस से, क्योंकि तो मेरी दुनिया पूरी खत्म है मैम। मुझे नहीं पता मैं कितने दिन तक बार बार चिल्ला के अपने बच्चे के जस्टिस के लिए बोल के, मेरे अंदर कितनी सांसें, मेरे कितने दिन है, मैं कब
जी
तक लड़ पाऊंगी मुझे नहीं पता।
Hina ma'am,
लेकिन
Hina ma'am, this is so
मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहती हूँ, आज तक जो भी ये जस्टिस के नाम पे टॉर्चर हो रहा है लोगों का, प्लीज चेंज इट, प्लीज स्टॉप इट।
Hina ma'am, we hear you. I think the world, the country is hearing you. The government is hearing you. The officials are hearing you. The lawmakers are hearing you, Hina ma'am.
Nobody has reached
We are
out to
here
me
with-
from the government, ma'am. From the government, I have been tagging
Okay.
Modi ji.
Okay.
I've been tagging Amit Shah ji. I've been tagging Rekha Gupta ji.
All right.
Nobody has reached out to me.
Ma'am, I truly am humbled. Thank you so much for joining us, Ina ma'am. We are amplifying your voice and we are with you in a system that we believe and hope justice will be delivered. Thank you, Ina ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. Very quickly, Ellen Rao, I want to come to you at this point. You heard the mother. You heard the mother. Of course, she's completely distraught. Her life is completely devastated. What would you want to say? Because, you know, as I said, these are two lives. One a 17-year-old, one a 23-year-old, two families, one 23-year-old who's been killed, a 17-year-old who was behind the wheels, and two families that have been completely destroyed. Ellen Rao, very quickly respond. You've heard the mother speak.
Very sympathetic view of mine about mother of the victim, 23 years old. But at the same time, I am feeling pity on 17 years old also, because his parents did not bother to teach him the etiquettes, how to deal on the road, and even they did not stop him using the car, which I may say that's a weapon of offense to commit a crime on the roads. Speeding, over-speeding, making real without license, and minor child. This is unbelievable. This all fault, including this 17 years boy, the fault is of their parents who did not educated him properly. And I, through your channel, I request to all the parents in our country that they should.
I think it's a learning lesson, sir. It's a learning lesson.
Learning lesson,
and
yes,
after
learning lesson to all
Pune to
parents.
Delhi, I think lessons need to be
His life
learned.
is also spoiled.
But I don't
His
know,
life is also
as I
spoiled.
said earlier, parents are accountable by law, under rule. They are accountable. But how much of this is also something that needs to be seen? No one is absolving the role of parents, particularly when the accused in this case are minors. Nobody is absolving them of the responsibility. Very quickly, Rajiv Nanda, please respond, because the mother has raised questions about the legal framework, the legal fight for justice. She has raised concerns. She's distraught about it.
As I said earlier also, this is a mockery of law. If he gets away with a minor punishment or a reform home or something like that, or by the JJ board, if he's held to be minor and should not be tried as an adult, then it will be a mockery of law. Not only this, there is another side of it which we are missing, all of us. There is that insensitivity. The person is lying on the road and people are watching like bystanders. We must educate ourselves and create sensitivity amongst ourselves. What are we heading towards? This is a matter of national shame. We must hang our heads in shame as to somebody is dying
Totally
on
out
the
of
road
time.
and people have gathered.
We're totally out
around
of time.
him.
In fact, we really stretched it out because the mother had joined us. Barkat Rehan, less than 30 seconds. Your winding comments.
See, there are so many cases. Already 6 court cases are in courts. The courts are already overburdened, and justice is just a name. And justice is always delayed. And that is why I say justice delayed is justice denied. Here also, I really want that justice is delivered and the law is changed. These minors who are killing people on road, They should be treated as adults, and strictest of strictest punishment should be given to the parents. But here I will tell you that when the boy was lying on the road, there were so many people standing. Nobody took him to the hospital.
That's a very
My question
important
is-
point, Barkha. Barkha, allow me to get in at this point. That's a very important point. I do want each one of us to really think about that. The fact that the body was there on the road for 2 hours, but nobody really reached out. That's a very important point that the mother is saying. But ladies and gentlemen, one thing I want to end this show with, we are not here for a media trial. We are not here for a media trial. But we are pushing and believing that justice will be delivered and it will be perceived as delivered. Thank you very much to our panelists for joining.